How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Bring up some spots. I picked out the best, one of the best NFL mock drafters.
Okay.
I went to his mock draft, and we'll talk about some landing spots for these guys.
That's
The
what's really
first,
going to determine these wide receivers. Like a lot of times, these wide receivers, if they go to certain teams, then you can plug it in. Like I say, if Jameis Williams go to KC, then I know whenever he gets healthy, it's gonna be he's gonna put up some numbers.
so run any running back stood out for you in the combine?
It seems like James Cook and Zamir White they ran a good 40s, right? And then Kenneth Walker he did run he impressed. So them the ones we talked about last time, and then they seem like they got the numbers that kind of follows up what we thought. Everybody else, I just hadn't watched them play. But like Kenneth Walker the third, I didn't even know he's gonna run that fast. But that's pretty good. And James Cook, Zamir White, they did it. Um, I saw Jerome Ford play. I don't think I mentioned him before. I saw him play in college, and he's somebody that probably a late round running back that you can be happy that you got him on your team because he got a little burst, he got a little juice, and I want to say he can catch the ball real well. Let me see.
Who was that you talking about?
Jerome Ford from Cincinnati. Played with Ritter.
I don't know. I mean, he did okay as far as catching the ball.
Let me see.
But he do fit my workhorse profile.
Mhm.
4 star, fast, good footwork, slippery. Um, I'm knocking everyone that didn't. I'm giving a red flag on everybody's
Yeah,
profile that did not do what is that, the 3 cone. And no one did the 3 cone in the combine. Not one single running back. So if
not
you're
no
gonna
no
come back
running back.
and do that three
No,
cone in your pro day,
he
I'm
he
knocking you
looked,
down. Like you get the
he
red
had the
flag.
attributes that he probably would have did pretty good in it. I think they said he has ball security issues and protection issues, so that's always a problem. But as far as like his skill set, as far as running the ball and say kind of catch outside this frame of his body, he might be a good. He'll be a what, third round or later running back. But the Cowboys are looking for somebody to maybe help out with their situation, so he might be a. He's come up on the radar, I think. So be looking for that name, Jerome Ford. I know he did my U of H Cougars bad. That's what I know. We played them in the championship game, and he broke off a long one. Nobody could catch him. And we got some guys that got some speed.
Let me
Uh,
get my paperwork because I think I wrote it on here.
other than
All
that,
right. So I'm gonna name some people and landing spots, and you tell me what you think, how you feel about it. Brees Hall to the Texans.
Brees Hall to the Texans. They need somebody like this guy. They need somebody like a Brees Hall. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. He fits, but he not. You think they gonna get? They wouldn't get him in the first round. Do they even have a first round pick? The Texans.
That wouldn't get in the first round. It'd be the beginning of the second.
That'll be the person to get. They need somebody to protect their quarterback, running back. Then you got somebody that stabilizes the offense, get it going. Because they don't. Do they even have a running back on the roster right now? So if they can
Oh,
get
they
one,
had plenty of them last year. They signed about 10
yeah,
of them.
they didn't know which one to use.
Last
So if
thing
they
I
can,
heard that Marlon Mack was going to do a meeting with him.
okay, yeah. So if they got somebody like Brees Hall, and then Lovie Smith is a defensive coordinator. So if he got that defense stabilized, and you can like play ball control the tempo of the game, he'll be the best value that you can have. So yeah, I think defense wasn't all that bad for the Texans, and then you know, receivers you could upgrade, but then they was somewhat productive. I think they probably need some help on the offensive line, maybe. But their quarterback, that he gonna be the X factor. They gonna go with Garrett Mills, and we'll see what happens.
Kenneth Walker to the Jets,
So he, because when we talk about Michael Carter, I kind of like Michael Carter, you know.
but only a fourth round pick. You know they don't care about backs with no draft capital.
Yeah, yeah. No, and he's not probably not an everyday down back anyway. So, you got him going like in the second round, like them just picking him in the second
Couple
round.
picks after the Jets.
Yeah, I think whoever team Kenneth Walker go to, he gonna be a good back. He's
Isaiah Spiller to the Falcons.
to the Falcons. I'm trying. So they looking for a quarterback for the Falcons, ain't they?
Maybe.
So, huh? So we brought
Maybe.
in a young quarterback, and then you bring in a young running back. They need a running back. The running back, I mean, you got Cordell Patterson was their main running back. So hey man, I think you're hitting it on the head. I mean,
Let's hold
I
up.
wouldn't be
Let's see.
surprised. Every
Let's
team that
see
you
if this
name
guy.
probably gonna every team that you name gonna draft the running back.
Let's see if
It's
this
just which
guy
one.
have Falcons drafting a quarterback. It don't look like he had the Falcons drafting a quarterback. So I guess they're gonna roll with Mariota this year.
Yeah, you might as well give them a try. I mean, we'll see. I mean,
It's not the class that really pushed and try to draft
yeah,
them.
I agree. And then Marcus Mariota,
So with their first pick, they used it on Garrett Wilson.
yeah, because they're gonna need with the Calvin Ridley situation. You know, you need a receiver. You got Marcus Mariota. And you said they'll draft the running back. They definitely gonna draft the running back. And
Traylon Burks to the Packers.
Traylon Burks to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will make him be a good receiver. So then if he goes to the Packers, he might be a fantasy person that you want to draft. You might want to look at him in fantasy football. If these players go to the teams that you talking about, then they gonna have some fantasy value for sure.
Drake London to the Washington Commandos.
Who's the Commandos quarterback? I don't know
Wentz.
yeah, they got Carson Wentz. I think I think Carson Wentz can get him the ball. It reminds you of who's that? I would say like an Alshon Jeffries type because he don't get much separation either. And Carson Wentz, they had a pretty decent connection, so I think that could work. I think they could work. And then you got the part. I think that's a good compliment to who they already got. With the other receiver was
McLaurin.
yeah McLaurin. So that'd be a good compliment of receivers, different two types of receivers, two different styles. So that's a good fit.
Chris Olave to the Saints.
If it's kind of hard to envision what the Saints are gonna be next year because if it was Sean Payton's team, then I would be like a better fit would probably be Garrett Wilson with them because of how physical he is and how they play. But uh, Sean Payton would have known how to use Chris Olave and Jameis Winston. He makes mistakes as far as like turning the ball over or some of his decision making. But as far as like getting the receiver the ball, he could do it. So I think that's a good fit too.
George Pickens to the Browns.
Ooh. Man, if they have Deshaun Watson, George Pickens, and Amari Cooper in the running game and offensive line, they scary. I'm telling you, I just hope Deshaun. I do. Well, I want Deshaun Watson to play. If he's not in trouble legally and these things, since he's been sitting out a year, I know it's controversial, but if he plays, then they're gonna be a tough team. They're gonna be a
The
tough team.
Buccaneers in the fourth round select James Cook.
James Cook. And they're definitely the running back. He fits. He kind of reminds me of Jones. Kind of reminds me of Jones, but Jones kept getting hurt. I think that was the problem, right? With Ronald Jones.
Well, I mean, nah, they're nothing the same because James Cook is a pass catcher. Ronald Jones, are up the middle guy.
What I'm talking about, but I mean the way they style of running to me. When I think about their style of run, I know James could catch the ball probably better. Well, that he fits with Tom Brady for sure. There. Yeah, I wasn't talking about the hands necessarily, but I was just talking about like I think both of them kind of hit the hole pretty good, and I think James Cook is like a little bit lesser than Dalvin Cook, but look how good Dalvin Cook is, so that's not saying too much. Like Dalvin Cook is a great running back when he stay healthy, so Cook has some of those same features. So that's who they need to get really. And then
And it's the Saints in the fourth round get the Thunder to Kamara and gets draft Zamir White.
Zamir White in the fourth round. That's where they got him projected to go.
Hmm.
Ooh, I think yeah, that'll work. If you can get Zamir White in the fourth round, that's that'll work.
So here's where the issue come in. The Chiefs are linked to three different wide receivers.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna name them, and you tell me how you feel about them going there. Christopher Watson.
See, I just saw a little bit of what I saw in the highlights. Well, he got the speed, right? He got the speed, and the Reed know how to use speed. Does he have good hands? Does he catch the ball consistently?
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's a lower level school. You just don't
Yeah.
know how he's going to translate to the NFL.
So when somebody like that, like man, he fast, and oh yeah, man. Oh, so Andy Reid, I don't like. So a lot of times it's tough for wide receivers to transition to the NFL because of the speed and the terminology and like how fast. I mean, the quarterback got to trust you. So when you come from a lower level school, if you're not well equipped or like well versed in the route tree and know how to learn stuff on the run, know how to read coverages and things like that, you kind of have a hard adjustment. So right year one, I wouldn't put my faith or trust in that situation. Just, and that would be the problem with going to a low level school and in the competition. He probably dusting people, running past people, but in the NFL, like the separation you get at that level versus NFL, you're not just gonna be running past NFL corner safety like you would at that level. So, I wouldn't feel good about that.
Sky Moore.
Sky Moore, so he's a burner too. Like I said, I've been just hearing a lot of good stuff on Sky Moore. I hadn't really scouted him out yet. I'll get to it, but Sky Moore, let me see.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did say earlier he was one of my sleepers, but I
yeah.
don't know if I went over him.
A
Because
lot of people like him.
because I'm gonna be honest, the tape didn't do it for me.
I
The
didn't.
tape was
I think,
okay. I mean, 3-star former cornerback, a lot of short yardage plays, track ball well, questionable competition, adequate speed. So I mean, but after the combine,
yeah,
he gave, he did fit my athletic threshold when it comes to wide receivers. Had 10-inch hands, so he had big hands. Had the highest PFF grade for wide receivers. Was an early declare.
yeah,
Had a high hog rate. I call it a target hog. So whenever a wide receiver have over 35% of college target share, he's a target hog. And
but the
so
coach is like, we got to get this guy the ball. The
so,
quarterback, like,
there's a
I
lot of
trust
good
him more.
things when it comes to this guy. So, he definitely is someone I will put on my
Did
team,
he, did he play in
and
the
see
Senior
what he
Bowl?
brings.
That's what I'm gonna go look at real hard. Did he play in the Senior Bowl?
Oh no, he's early declare. No Senior
Oh,
Bowl for him.
oh yeah, that's for senior. I'm tripping. Oh yeah. So let me see what some of the scouts are saying about him. I'm just on NFL.com. Let me see. I know a lot of time is Lance Zerline.
Yeah, I'll be talking to him on Twitter.
It says good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. And then, like I said, he ran a 4.41 to combine, 34 inch, point .5 vertical, 1.25 in the broad jump, 7.13 in the three cone, and a 4.32 in the 20. We gotta get sure. So it says the strengths. Plays with good overall pace, ability to tilt coverage with his press relief, efficient footwork, snapping off routes. I did see little highlights. He do be snapping off them routes. Like he pretty quick. He come back to the ball. I like that. I saw that. Um, Quick to snap his eyes to the quarterback after his breaks. That's good. That allows you the quarterback to trust you. So I'm thinking he's a good fit for Kansas City. Um, yeah, some of the things they said, he needs to learn to manipulate the defender without losing route momentum. Won't burn it down the field. A modest burst separating come out of breaks. But like the way Andy Reid hit, they have a good scheme. So I don't you don't always have to be the great best and great route runner. But it seemed like he was quick enough, fast enough. So Scott Moore to Kansas City, that'll be a good from what I've seen, it seemed like that'd be a good fit.
And the last person, Jameson Williams.
And if they get him, they would just be lucky to get him. Like that would just be like you just do that. You just do that. Like bye bye Tyreek Hill. like man, to be honest with you, like Tyreek Hill, he wasn't the first round draft. I know he has some off the field issues, but it's like as a wide receiver prospect, James Williams probably a better wide receiver prospect. Hill just has special attributes that Kansas City know how to use, and Patrick Mahomes can get him the ball. So the best option is Jameis Williams.
So we got Brian Robinson going to the Ravens to add to their backfield.
Tough.
Jahan Dotson to the Saints.
Ooh. He kind of reminds me of he's smaller than what's your boy the one that they gonna do with receiver they got now
Michael Williams.
Michael Williams, yeah,
I mean, will the man ever play is the question.
because that's the problem.
Yeah,
Because if you get him on the field and then you get somebody like Jahan Dotson, I mean you working with something, you really are.
Trey McBride to the Giants.
Trey McBride. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see about this
Oh,
guy.
you haven't you know. So Trey McBride is another polarizing tight end,
I
but
mean, the
he
only
was the best.
only tight ends I kind of know about is Jelani Woods and Jeremy Ruckert. Them the only ones I know about right now that I kind of like or I've been hearing noise about.
Well, Lance Zerline graded him the second best. I got him as the first best. He only
Okay.
did the bench press, vertical, and the broad jump at his combine. So
What
hopefully he go to the damn pro day and do something.
Trey McBride from
Otherwise I'm gonna
Cowboys.
knock him for
Yeah.
not giving me a 40 because I need a 40 when it comes to the tight ends because that's important for me to decide what they is. So one of the biggest sleeper for me is Jelani Woods, which he
What
getting a
you think
lot of
about him?
traction.
Huh?
Yeah, I said Jelani Woods getting a lot of
That's
traction.
because he ran a
He,
4.61 at the
he a
combine.
freaking freak. He's a freak.
Yeah, Did you have you like scouted him as his play as far as like
Oh well, he don't have that much tape. He haven't been playing tight end, that long.
I think he
Um,
played at Oklahoma State and then
so
he
three
transferred.
stars. I put him as big target, but doesn't get much yak. Red zone threat,
Yeah,
athletic
red zone
freak,
threat.
crime bowl weak standout, great potential, red shirt freshman. Um,
Yeah, he's intriguing. Like I said, I wouldn't get overhyped about him, but he's definitely a red zone threat. So you got to respect people that can score touchdowns for you. You know what I'm saying?
well, he's 6'7", 259.
And he can move like he can catch. He got some subtleness to him, even though it looks funny to me. And he ran a 4.61. He got more straight line speed than he is like super quick. But you're not gonna be super quick at 6'7". He probably one of the super quicker people at 6'7" and his
But
height
do
and
you
weight.
need to be super quick
I
as a
know
wide
you don't need
receiver?
to like I
I mean,
said, he
a
can
tight
move
end.
and he can move though. I mean, he like it ain't slow. He ain't unathletic. I mean, he can get open. I mean, he makes it happen. I mean, I I I just think if you go to the right coach, the right scheme, man, he could be dangerous.
Yeah,
He could
and
be
and
dangerous.
that's why I need him to get some draft capital, like hide in a fourth round. Hopefully, yeah, give me third round. I'll feel comfortable. Maybe he can
Yeah,
turn into something. But as long as he get drafted, I guess.
and I think he probably gonna get drafted pretty good because they say he's a blocking. I think they call him a blocking tight end.
Well,
And next
that
year,
body, you better be able to block.
yeah, yeah. His body is pretty nice. Well, he's been linked to the Cowboys too. They had the Cowboys tight end coach working him out.
Mm.
And,
Next, we got David Bell to the Bears in the third round.
David Bell. You gonna have to tell me about David Bell.
David Bell.
David Bell. Let me see.
All right, David Bell, four-star recruit, can catch with hands, can extend and make tough catches, tracks the ball well, gets open, gets separation, a good receiver. Um, he did not. He only ran a 4.65, so
Oh,
that
mm,
dinged him. And he didn't put up a good shuttle on either a 4.57. I think I like my people running like doing a shuttle or like a 4.3 maybe.
oh, that's yeah. If you run a shuttle 4.3, then you
Hold on,
moving.
let me make sure
I
like
mean, you
my
can run it. Not
see what my cutoff is because I got a
four,
cutoff.
probably
Yeah,
four.
4.3 for wide receivers. I want you to do a 4.3 shuttle.
You want
Faster than
4.3?
4.3.
You know you quick if they run a 4.3, but
Well,
that's
that's the thing. I need. I don't care. I don't really care about your speed. Like, I want my wide receivers running at least a 4.63. Like, you
yeah.
don't got to be super fast, but you do got to have short area quickness. That's
Hmm.
what I need from you. You know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but good things about him. He met my alpha profile. He was an early declare. He was a top five receiver when it comes to reception per. I mean yards per
Yeah.
reception. So I like I like this tape. He just didn't show up on his combine numbers. He didn't show up for that.
Yeah, it looked like they trust him. He looked like he got some pretty good moves and stuff. I don't see nothing like too explosive, but he like he was a good college player. So mm,
Malik Willis to the Steelers. Now
yeah,
this is my dream spot for a
yeah.
quarterback because I need this is the quarterback that offers the highest ceiling going to the most prestigious organization that needs a quarterback.
Ooh, I mean, that's a good. They will draft him if he falls that far. I saw some mock draft that had him. Let me see. They had him getting mocked earlier than that. Now, let me see if I can find it. I was like, what? I was like, Willis to this team. It was somebody
Yeah,
earlier.
so my draft stop team either have Willis going late to the Steelers or him going early to the Lions. And I'm like, oh hell, I'm
Yeah.
off. I'm off Willis if you go to the Lions. That is a bad organization. And I don't want quarterback going to the line. Not one that need development.
Yeah.
No.
Let me see. I'm finna just do. So this is the latest Daniel Jeremiah draft mock draft. So they got Aiden Hutchinson, number one, Trayvon Walker, number two, Tavion Thibodeau, number three, and Sauce Gardner, number four. Let me get to the offensive players. Hold on. Uh, so they got Garrett Wilson going to Atlanta at number eight. They got Drake London going number two to the Jets at number 10. Um, let see offensive player. They got Kenny Pickett to the Saints at 18. They got New England Patriots getting Jameson Williams, and they got the Green Bay Packers getting Chris Olave. I think that's a good match. I think Olave would have one of the best rookie seasons if he went to Green Bay. They got Brees Hall going to Buffalo at 25. Jahan Dotson at Green Bay at 28. They got him stacking up. And Christian Watson going to Kansas City at 30. So Christian Watson is on the map. Yeah, I like Joe. I know you talk about George Pickens though. I like George Pickens though in Cleveland. But so what other matchups you got? Team matchups.
Okay, the only ones I haven't mentioned that he has is the quarterbacks. So he has, like I said, the Malik Willis to the Steelers. He has Ritter to the Lions.
Ritter to the line in the first round or second round?
End of the first round.
At the end of the round.
30, 32nd pick. He has Kenny Pickett going to the Panthers at the sixth pick. And that is the only three quarterbacks this guy has going off the board on the first round. This guy, mock draft who I was reading off of, he the guy I told you had the best mock draft in the combined last 5 years. Like he
Okay.
rated the highest.
Who is that?
Now, huh?
What website is that? Who's that?
The site is called Sharp Football Analyst.
Okay.
His name is Braden Donahue. He has the when I looked up the best ranked, he came up. Now when I looked up but the only thing is he only do the first round. So I had to
Okay.
go to this other guy that gets a lot of props. Who does his website is like Walter Football.
Oh
And
yeah.
you can get all the way up to the fifth round from him. So I look up the second through fifth round when it comes to him.
Do they
All
have
right.
rank on the short football analysts? They have rankings like as far as
So
where they
let's
think they
let's let's move on and talk about these free agency moves.
free agency move. Okay.
Or
free agent.
I guess which goes along free agency moves and trades. I guess we could talk about.
Okay. So
So what free agent moves sticks out for you?
well, we know we got to start off with Deshaun Watson. We both from living in Houston, Texas, and so man.
The trade. So yeah, Deshaun going to Cleveland. With a suspension looming.
Yeah.
A lot of excitement about Cleveland. Now, how you feeling about that move?
I just think the world. I think as far as on the football team of Cleveland, as far as the defensive players, offensive players, personnel, I don't know about the coaching, but I think they just got good players, and I think with a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, I think they can be real tough. I think they just as good a football team as anybody. Now my whole thoughts about the NFL, I think there's a lot of parity in the NFL. Most teams like you got a salary cap, and most people, they spend a lot of time with the scouts, the GMs, making good decisions. So people be like, oh, I think people. I'm a Cowboy fan. I think sometimes we do get overhyped about the Cowboys because when somebody plays on the Cowboys, if they just good or they have a good season, then they label them as a superstar when they just might not be a superstar. They might not be that great of a player. But because they play for the Cowboys, they're all in line like, oh, they got all this talent. But I think there's a whole bunch of other teams with a lot of talent. Just like the Cleveland Browns. This perfect example. Cleveland Browns is like second to none as far as talent, and we'll see what they can do. Nobody trusts in that organization because it's been so long since they've done anything, but they probably one of the most talented teams in the NFL, even if it's by a little. Yeah.
OJ Howard got signed to the Buffalo Bills.
I like OJ. I
That
like him.
man, does that mean anything? Will he go there and overtake Dawson Knox that's already
I
there?
like that. I know as a player in the NFL, Knox has probably exceeded him. But I remember OJ Howard coming house. I mean, college man. He can block, he can run, he can catch the ball. He was the
Oh
solid
yeah, he
player. I
looks
just
special
don't.
on film.
I just don't. I don't know what happened to him in Tampa. I know he had the injury, but you know, I, I think that's kind of scary to have those two tight ends like that. Then and, Josh Allen, he's turned the corner like he could be MVP of the league. So
Miami Dolphins got Chase Edmonds. They signed Chase Edmonds to a
yeah,
2 year deal,
they needed
and
them.
signed Mozart to a 1 year deal, and of course the
Yeah, they were
trade with Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. So Miami
Mhm.
got speed for days. I mean, they when you got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, if I'm a corner, if I'm a safety, I'm scared. I ain't lying about this, man. These guys, they if you ain't on your P's and Q's, they are gonna make you look silly. They gonna make you look stupid. So, um, man. Now the thing about it, the question is, can Tua get him the ball? I think he can, but
A
we'll
lot of
see.
people don't like. I like Tua. I mean, from what I seen in college, I don't
Yeah,
know if the injury changed them that much, but
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I have my doubts because yeah, to be honest with you, I hadn't seen him play in the pros. Like I said, I know what he was in college, and I know he can. He's accurate. He can throw you the ball if you get open. He can get you the ball. So um, I don't know what kind of scheme they're running in Miami, and I don't, but it shouldn't be no problem. Shouldn't be no problem. He was what the fifth pick in the draft, wasn't he? He was picked over Justin Herbert. I know that.
yeah, well,
So,
nobody thought Justin Herbert was going to be Justin Herbert though.
well, no, well, he was picked. Well, Justin Herbert was picked like seven, so he still was a top 10 pick. So you could see it. I think it was just some intangible things that people had questions about.
The Jets, they pick up CJ Uzuma, they add to their tight ends, and the Bengals, end up signing um Hayden Hurst to their tight end since they
Man,
lose.
Hayden Hurst is an enigma to me because he came. He's one of them players that he came out later. He went. I think he played baseball, and then he went to college and played football, and then he was older when he was drafted. But he got good hands. He can run. I mean, he's not super fast or anything, but he can run routes, catch the ball. But he's never really exceeded. And I mean, he's never really met expectations what he was supposed to be. I think it could be a sneaky good pickup though. Yeah.
Amari Cooper signed with the Cleveland Browns to get paired with Deshaun Watson.
So this is a little my Cowboy. I know we're gonna talk about the Cowboys a little bit later, maybe, but yeah, I was disappointed in that trade. There's no way that all the things that Kansas City got for Miami, I mean, how the Cowboys. It's just because the Cowboys foretold, they were disappointed with Amari Cooper. I personally believe, this is my opinion, that because he didn't take the COVID shot, he missed a couple of games last year. He wasn't vaccinated. They just set they didn't set with upper management quite well. So they already kind of like led off that they wasn't happy with his production, and then they probably was going to release him. But once you say that, you give no team incentive to like give up that many picks or anything like that because you know he's going to be released. So you can just if you're not satisfied with what your trade proposal is, and if they respond back with, then you can just wait till he's a free agent. He gets cut, and then you can just pick him up. So I think the Cleveland Browns saw an opportunity to get a good receiver. They restructured his contract to where it's like he's such a good receiver that was like you paying him, but over these next 2 years, if he didn't produce a show up for you, you can cut him. Yeah, but I think he's a good player. I can't wait to see him and Deshaun Watson, see what kind of chemistry that they have, because it'll give me idea of what I think about Dak. Like I'm a Dak fan, but it'll see everybody always. I work around people at my job. They always putting Deshaun Watson way up here and Dak Prescott way down here. When I think they're the same tier. I think Deshaun Watson may have a little more upside potential and some talent, but as far as being a quarterback, making decisions, making the right decisions, running your offense, I don't think he's that much better than Dak is.
We got Trubinsky going to the Steelers.
Trubisky. The quarterback that was picked over Deshaun Watson, the quarterback that was picked over Patrick Mahomes. Somebody loved him early on, man. They gave up. The Chicago Bears gave up what they gave up to get him. And when I watched him though, as a scout, he didn't play enough games in college to really get a great evaluation. But I feel like he was accurate. He can run. So it just depends on how that coach utilizes him. See what Mike Tomlin can do with him.
And I think no matter if they draft another quarterback, I think Trubisky, it's his job to lose the first year.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
now the next year, unless he do super well, he probably won't have the
Yeah.
job.
I think Trubisky got some skills. I think he does. I just don't. I just want. I never seen him play like consistently good football. Just so we see.
Matt Ryan traded to the Colts.
Man, I think the world of the Colts as far as like what they could be. Like they got solid defense. I know they got us some turnover. You always like thought about what's the wide receiver they just let go T.Y. Hilton.
As a matter of fact, was he even re-signed? Like he just
No,
sitting
he's a
in
free agent. He's a free agent. He's been linked to the Cowboys too,
the.
but he hasn't done anything in like 2 or 3 years. So I mean, he's not. Is he
It
winning
might be
where
time for him to retire, but somebody might pick him up.
So, but they got what's it? They had the wide receiver out of USC. I'm having a brain freeze. What's his name? You like him?
Oh, Pittman.
Pittman. Yeah. So Michael Pittman. Um, I like the running. I like Pittman and the other wide receiver that ain't played.
Oh
Um,
my God, you talking about Paris Campbell, injury
Paris Campbell.
prone behind?
Paris Campbell, man, where is he? Like I don't
I
watch
don't
him
know.
on any
I'm
avenue,
off him. Like,
but I would think we got Michael Pittman and Paris Hilton, and then they can do something. But like they got the running back though for sure. They got a good offensive line and running back. So I always respect Matt Ryan. I think he's a good quarterback. So.
Jaguars signed Evan Ingram and give 72 million to Christian Kirk.
Evan Ingram, man, I think he's talented. I think he's got talent. So you just got to find some kind of way to get him the ball. I guess he's not as shifty as people wanted him to be because he got good straight line speed, but he's a big receiver. His hand, he got good hands. You can tell he got soft hands, but he just he don't always make the catches. So I think he probably needed a change of scenery. He probably ended up being pretty good. To be honest with you, and Christian Kirk, how did he get that contract? I mean, I got to see that for myself. I got to see that.
I
I got
don't
to see
know.
that.
I don't know what they're
I got to
thinking.
see
I
that.
haven't seen much Christian Kirk at all.
I got.
Definitely haven't been a fantasy asset whatsoever.
No. I actually have him on my teams and I utilize him here and there, but I'm not seeing that. I'm not. Trevor Lawrence, maybe we'll see.
The Titans, they signed Austin Hooper and trade for Robert Woods.
Yeah, Robert Woods is a good. Those are good players. They already got established reputations. How much they get paid? Otherwise, that's a pretty solid pickup right there.
Who?
Robert Woods or
I
Austin
guess
Hooper.
Robert Woods got the same contract, but they
Yeah,
didn't say they messed with his contract.
oh, yeah,
Hooper, the sign for 1 year, 6 million.
yeah. Those are good value. You can't go wrong with that. They
The
upgraded.
Denver Broncos acquire Russell Wilson in a trade.
Russ is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know this. The Broncos they had a good defense last year, and then they got some receivers. So man, I think he's gonna have a good year. I think they gonna be competing. Now, that division seems tough to me though. That division, you got to fight to come out that division and get to the playoffs. But since they got that seventh spot for the playoffs, if they make it to the playoffs, they can make some noise. No sleeping on Russell Wilson here.
Kansas City acquire Juju Smith-Schuster with a 1-year deal and Ronald Jones with a 1-year deal.
But they gave both of them guys 1 year deals for a reason. And the Reed can go kick the tires, see what they got. If they really can play, then they'll stick
They
around with it.
they gave MVS a 3-year deal.
You know what? I've always liked him because man, I don't know why if him and Aaron Rodgers can't click, then it's kind of hard to think that he's a good receiver. But I do think he got good speed. He looks like a receiver. He looks like somebody you want on your team.
So here's the thing. Even though they linking Christopher Watson there, why would you get another MVS? Because that's all Christopher Watson is. That dude is tall and fast. MVS is tall and fast.
Yeah.
You don't need
So,
another Christopher
yeah, you
Watson.
already got him. Yeah, if that's the case, you already got him. Now they signed him to a 3 year deal. Well, you got that. Now you need to go get a more complete wide receiver.
Las
Yeah.
Vegas Raiders signed Demarcus Robinson. That's probably not worth mentioning, but also gets a trade to acquire Devontae Adams, and
So,
what is 141 million over 5 years so that's an average of 28
woo.
25 million per year.
So looking at Tyree Hill's contract and Devontae Adams' contract, that's why Amari Cooper he was actually a deal. I mean, people. Amari Cooper, you may say he's not on their level, but he's a number one wide receiver in the NFL. So it seems like number one wide receivers are getting paid, right? So I mean, wow. But so Devontae Adams, he going to play with his college teammate, Fresno State. He's hooking that back up. I think Derek Carr can get him the ball. He will get him the ball, and then they got the slot receiver over there. You got and then you got Darren Waller. Man, they gonna be pretty tough. They got a good offense. They look good on paper, don't they? They look good on paper.
Is Carr good enough to get everyone the ball? You will find out. Stay tuned as the Raiders turns. The Chargers pick up Gerald Everett, 2 years, 12 million.
I thought he just signed a contract with Seattle. Like Jerry, he was drafted
Was
by
it
the
one
Rams.
year?
Then he was, 1 year. It was just 1 year, and he did. I, I don't know. he, you know, he'll make plays, but for his fantasy value, I don't think he has none. I think he's a decent player in real life.
Um, I don't really see minor moves for the Giants. They signed. Oh, I didn't see that they signed Tyreek Taylor for 2 years, Breeder for 1 year,
Mm.
Ricky Seal Jones, and that's about it.
Yeah, when you do these 1 year deals, they just hope they can come in and fill the body, and then they're really probably gonna try to replace him in the draft. A lot of times when teams do those 1 year deals, they just trying to. If we don't get who we want in the draft, then we good. So
The Washington Commanders acquire Carson Wentz in a trade. What you think?
yeah, Carson Wentz almost MVP of the league 1 year, right? So man, and if you look at his stats from last year, they don't look too bad. They don't look too bad, but he's back to the division. He's back. I remember him as a prospect coming out of college. I was sold on him.
Oh,
You
he
know,
come from the same place Trey Lance
Trey
and
Lance.
Christopher Watson come from.
Yeah. So you could tell that he has some arm talent and all that stuff, and it's still he's a talent. I think he's a talent. I think sometimes he gets over his head. I guess he tries to make too much stuff happen. I don't know how he is in the locker room. There's just something missing about his game. I can't put my finger on.
The Lions signed DJ Chark to a 1-year deal, 10 million.
Wow. You gave him 10 million? Well, this guy, I guess he always hurt, but he got speed. We know that. I'm surprised Kansas City didn't. That would have been that MVS signing. So Chark, We'll see what happens. I mean, I would. Here's one that you would like to gamble with. Like you would roll the dice, and to see what he can do. Because he he had some upside. You thought he had some upside coming out of college.
Falcons signed Damian Williams to a 1 year deal and signed Marcus Mariota to a 2 year deal, six
Same thing.
point seven five million.
Marcus Mariota. He probably is going to be their quarterback. He's going to be their starting quarterback coming in next year. And when I watched him play, he never was great, but you always seen that he throw a nice ball. I don't know if he's like a good natural quarterback, like throw with anticipation and understanding what's going on all the time. But I mean, if somebody worked with him, he can turn into something. I believe. But I know he's been in the league for all these years. We'll see.
Well, I don't know how good of a NFL quarterback he is, but I know he can put up fantasy numbers. The Panthers signed Deontay Freeman to a 1 year contract.
Oh man, yeah,
Guess what?
it,
So I mean, I was fine getting all my Chubbard Hubbard shares as a backup for CMC, and now throwing him in the mix, I don't want none of them. Like I don't want to try to guess who the backup will be.
well, CMC is the man if he stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? CMC is the man if he
Well,
can
the
stay
problem
healthy.
is he haven't stayed healthy the last 2 years, so
Yeah. So where does he go in fantasy football? Where does he go? Where does he go? Where does he
he's still
go?
going high. He's still going high. So. Oh, who you talking about? CMC or Foreman?
CNC,
Oh, he's
CMC.
still going high. He's he's
Yeah.
still he's still the top four off the board. That's just
Still
not.
top four. Still
Yeah,
top
yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought he was gonna drop farther, but for the longest, because I do best ball league, for the
Uh-huh.
longest he been the number two. For the longest, he been the number two.
Yeah, if he on the field, then there's no question you want him. I was telling somebody, uh, I say, man, if Ezekiel Elliott, if I'm at number five, I'm still picking Zeke.
What? I got Zeke in the fifth round.
Fifth round,
Fifth round in the best ball. I was like, whoa, whoa! Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
the fifth round.
Fifth round.
Man, what you think? You think they're gonna replace him with back
I don't know, but let's see. So I on this team, I went with three. No, I went running back, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm going running backs. And then Ezekiel Elliott was sitting there for me in fifth round.
in the fifth round?
Then I went on. Then I went running back, and then I got Trey Lance in like the ninth round or something. But this is just a one quarterback league.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that draft is going decent, So
Let me see something. Let me see something.
but Buccaneers.
Buccaneer, Tampa Bay.
The Buccaneers, did they sign anybody new? Russell Gage.
Buccaneers, Russell Gage.
Yeah, they signed him from the Falcons.
Tom Brady can turn. He can do some things, so we'll see. I really ain't Russell Gage just another receiver. Let me see.
The Rams give Allen Robinson a 3 year deal, 46.5 million. That's a deal for Allen Robinson.
That's a deal considering his production
I
over the
hope he got a
last.
lot of incentives put in that contract.
Yeah, it probably does. He he showed. I mean, I liked him ever since college. When he was in Jacksonville, he make plays. He catches the ball at different levels. I thought he would be more productive in Chicago because even like if we had a bad quarterback, I thought he was the type of receiver that could still make you look good. But it just didn't happen for him in Chicago. I don't know why. It just didn't happen. I think it was a nice pickup for the Rams though. I think if Odell Beckham stayed healthy, they would have kept Odell Beckham though. I tried to.
Yeah,
Odell Beckham must want more money than that. That's why he didn't stay on. Odell Beckham would have been the
Well,
first
good
one.
luck, Odell, for getting your money coming off an injury.
Yeah.
Like, good luck on that. Let's see. Did the San Fran do anything? Nope. Seattle. They got Fant in the trade, and they got Locke. I would hope they gonna get another quarterback because it's
Yeah.
they upgraded their tight end, but they really downgraded their quarterback.
Wait, who's that again? You say, well,
The Seahawks,
oh yeah,
Drew Lock and
Drew
Fant
Lock,
is added to their roster.
no fan. Man, I think Noah Fant and Drew Lock was teammates in college. No, they wasn't. No, it was Auburn. They had another tight end at Denver. They were teammates. But man, Seattle. That's who I think I seen Malik Willis linked to. I don't know if they're gonna have the draft capital. But what if he went to Seattle?
Question I would ask is he gonna start right away?
He might.
They
He-
don't ask their quarterback to do a lot, but your quarterback, the problem is the quarterback has to be efficient to what he do. And if you expect him Morgan Leak Willis to come in the league and be efficient,
Yeah,
good
you're
luck.
right. Because you got
Good luck.
Russell. He struggled. Like if you really look at, it, I don't know who their offensive coordinator is, but like you got Tyler Lockett, you got DK Metcalf, and Russell Wilson. When he came back last season, he wasn't. At first, I think he started off the season kind of strong. Then when he got injured and came back, he never really got back around to what he was doing. So yeah, it'd be hard for a rookie to come in there and make any noise. So the NFC, that when I think about the NFC, you're gonna like everybody probably thinking the Rams and Tampa Bay just the front runners, huh? Like it seems like it's a lot of teams that ain't really got that much pop unless you Green Bay, but they don't have Devontae Adams.
I'm
That's
not
big.
worried. Look, you saw me didn't put Green Bay in the mix last year. They're not gonna be able to mix this year either.
Yeah, I mean they when you got Devontae Adams get you know not on the team anymore, that's a fall from grace. We'll see.
Yeah, he is about to earn his money. Well, I want to call him Brent Favre. What is Aaron Rodgers is about to
Aaron
earn
Rodgers, that
his
bad
money
man
this
Rodgers,
year?
Aaron, that bad man Rodgers.